being buffed is a step towards the wrong direction. I understand that. Like, oh yeah, like the time to kill in the game is really fast right now, right? But the biggest issue with the time to kill, and the reason all of them are getting buffed, is because of shotguns, not the M4. Nobody has beef with the M4. Nobody cares about the M4. The M4 is perfect. In the last 7 years, they never buffed the M4, they never nerfed the M4. Do you know what I mean? And this is coming from me, the guy who never uses the M4. I use AUG. So to cry about the M4 and saying, oh, it's perfect, it's this and that. Okay, Unbeatable Gaming, how long have you been playing PUBG Mobile for? Genuine question. Genuine question. How long you're a lovely gentleman who I've known for a while now. I like you, and I think you're fairly experienced. How long have you been playing PUBG Mobile? 7 years. Okay. Magda, you're 2 years. Let me direct my questions towards Unbeatable. Okay, 7 years. Guys, how long did it take? Genuine question, right? Genuine question. How long did it take for the meta to shift from the M7 to the AKM? Be honest. How long did it take? When the AKM got buffed, and back then M7 was meta, do you remember? 1 year, okay? AKM was meta. AKM was meta, M7 was meta, sorry. Then, what was it, 3 years ago, they buffed the AKM. How long did it take PUBG players to start using the AKM? Instantly? Are you sure about that, Unbeatable? Are you sure? Okay, let me give you another example. When the DP28 got nerfed, and back when DP was like ridiculously OP. No, it wasn't 2 days. And here's how I know it wasn't 2 days. Right? Let me give you guys an example. For those of you who play 200, 300 match per season, have no right to dictate what the majority of players play like. Right? I, on average, play up to 900 to 1,000 matches a season. Right? Last year, I played 600-700 a season. The year before, 800-900. The year before, 1,000. The year before, 1,000. The year before that, I played up to 2,000 matches. I have seen what the lobbies do. I have seen with my own eyes. Why? Because I'm there in the middle of the game. From low rank lobbies all the way down to high rank lobbies. I have seen how the meta plays, right? The biggest problem is that when the players spend like a significant amount of times in the training ground, loving a gun, perfecting their skills with that gun, buying skins for it, so on and so forth, it takes a long time to stop using that weapon. Especially people who can't afford to constantly switch skins. So I remember when the AKM got buffed, it took them somewhere between 6 months to 7 months before they realized that the AKM is actually OP and they need to use it. Right? Some players were starting to pick up the AKM, but not everybody. It was 50-50. 50% of the players were still using the M7. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with the DP28. When it got nerfed, it took them about 6 to 7 months before they stopped using the DP and they switched to the M4 because DP was no longer as good as it used to be, right? So when people come and tell me, oh, instantly, you do not remember because you haven't played as much as I have, right? And I'm not talking about Unbeatable Gaming. No. Unbeatable Gaming, he just answered my question, but bless his heart. I love that guy. I'm on about like other people in general, right? Because I've had debates and discussions with other people and they tell me, oh, it was instant. And I'm like, I looked at your stats. You don't play more than 400 matches a season. Do you know what that means? Per season, there is 2 months. Divide 60 days by 300, 400 matches. You'll see how little they play. How little they play. So you want to compare your insight to mine just because you watch some famous people play on online with the AKM. It does not represent the rest of the player base. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's the thing. The issue right now, when UMP became meta, half the players started using the MP. The other half still didn't know how good the UMP was. Everybody was still using AKM. So the issue is not buffing or nerfing the M4. The issue is shotguns. I remember when shotguns got dropped out of the airdrop, it took them 6 months after Raiden started like sweating apartments with DBS, right? It took him 5 to 6 months of sweating apartments with the DBS before the players remembered, oh, we need to go and use the DBS, and it became meta. I remember this. I was a part of it, and I used to cry about it all the time. So when people come to me and tell me, oh yeah, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, it gets on my freaking nerves. The issue right now is shotguns. It's not the M4. M4 is balanced. It doesn't have to. Yes, the barrel extender is gonna like increase all the damage of all the weapons and so on and so forth. Yeah. We get that, but we need something to fight shotgun players. We need a buff to SMGs. We need buff to ARs. We need buff to sniper rifles. We need something to fight shotgun players. Like what right now? Why don't most players like? Okay, most players love playing Ultimate Royale, right? If you go hot drop Ultimate Royale, if you push the squad house, what's the first gun are they gonna shoot at you with? An AR or an SMG? They're gonna smack you with a shotgun. True or false? S12K, yes, agreed, 1000%. S12K first. If S12K gets nerfed, then it's gonna be DBS. Right now, the number one threat in PUBG Mobile is S12K, M10, and DBS. I 100% agree with you. Right? If you push any squad house in Ultimate Royale, shotgun, instantly. If you try to play in high rank lobbies, in ranked classics, shotguns. PC emulator, I swear to God, every single player, whether they're pushing, whether they're camping, everyone has shotguns. I remember 2 weeks ago, I played with my buddy who's a PC player. And I'm not exaggerating when I say, out of every squad we knocked long range to push and thirst, every single one of them had a shotgun. And I calculated only one guy didn't have a shotgun. In the whole 100 players in Erangel, only one guy didn't have shotgun. Do you realize how crazy that is? Only one player didn't have shotgun out of the whole lobby. In emulator lobby, it's disgusting. DBS can't even touch S12K. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that if S12K got nerfed, it would most likely be the issue most likely would be DBS again, right? And DBS is gonna be disgusting because because it's harder to use, it incentivizes players to camp more, and it's gonna be nasty, right? Do you look at the difference between this attachment right here compared to the compensator? See how shaky the compensator is? Here is the problem. Both of these attachments are getting nerfed next update. And nobody wants to discuss the fact that these two attachments are getting nerfed. They want to cry about the fact that, oh yeah, barrel extender is getting buffed. That means M4 is getting buffed and we need to cry. Get out of here with that nonsense. You need to think objectively. You can't just think about your own pain points. You need to think on a larger scale. You need to increase the number of matches to actually see players all the time. You can't do one thing and then post a video about it and call it a day and just like whine about this and that. You have to actually collect data on a much larger scale. You have to see how actual players play the game. You know what I mean? AUG shoots faster on their call is better, yet I rarely see players use it. Agreed, Sleepy, agreed. I love the AUG, right? But that's my point, because the players, now here is a perfect example. Get out of here with that nonsense. Because the players are so used to, yes, I can, no problem. Just be patient. I'll finish my rant and then we're gonna get into like some actual discussions regarding any tips and tricks and settings you might need. So, because the players have, again, M4 is an old weapon, it's OG, it's iconic. I love the M4, right? Everybody loves the M4. You spend hours, hundreds of hours working on your settings and sensitivity, buying skins for it, posting videos about it, blah, blah, blah. So, even if an AUG...
will start about sensitivity and other stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, even if AUG is better than the M4, players are not gonna acknowledge M4. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it works, it works. That's the mentality of PUBG players. They're very hesitant to switch away from their favorite weapon. That's what I know about PUBG players. They're very, very rigid in their way. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. Right? But don't argue. It's just, so I don't remember who it was, but somebody argued with me and they were like, no, you're incorrect. Players instantly switch to metas all the time. And I'm like, no, they don't. Do you like not even, have you even been playing PUBG Mobile for the last 7 years? They do not like change. PUBG players are the only type of players in the world that hate change. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? Like, do you guys like change? No, you hate change. So what about the Scarl? Scarl is good. It's not great, but it's not bad either. It's like somewhere in the middle. Like if I needed a good 5.56 AR, I'll pick up a Scarl. But if I find an M4 or an AUG, I'm picking up an M4 or an AUG, right? Yeah, see? Most PUBG players, and I mean 70% of PUBG players, they hate change. They don't like for example, if you scroll through PUBG Mobile Official's like main channel and look at the comments, all people saying, bring back old PUBG, bring old PUBG, bring old PUBG, old PUBG, OG PUBG. Like, this is what I mean. Like, the PUBG players hate change. They don't like it at all. If they started bringing new style of skins, when they first brought ultimates, nobody got them. Me and only a few people started getting ultimates. Only when they started bringing collection level and this and that, and people were like, okay, now we need to start getting ultimates. Do you know what I'm saying? Hi, PU, how you doing? You okay? Bring old PUBG, yeah, exactly. Because that's what PUBG players do. Like, it's like, even I'm crying about the fact that, oh, I miss Mirror World, you know? Because it was an incredible event, and it was fun, and it was really good. It was a good event, you know? So, to say that PUBG players are very adaptive, I've ever heard in my life. That's the case with some players, but not everybody. Alright, so my rant is over. Now let's talk about helping you guys. I'm so sorry. It's been bugging me for a week now, and it's been getting on my nerves. My sincerest apologies. Hi, Rio, how you doing? You okay? So practical way of speaking, thank you. Right, so before we move on, right? Before we move on, I'd like to give you guys a brief explanation as to what's changing in update 3.9, right? Why would you want old PUBG to come back playing the same thing 7 years straight? I know, Sleepy, but PUBG players, it's just how their mentality is, you know what I mean? So, here is the three, like obviously other attachments are changing, but here is the three main attachments are changing. Let's talk about the easiest one, yeah? Number one, this one. This right here, normally it doesn't do anything. Look, damage, look at the damage. Bang, 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 right? If I add this, same thing. Bang, bang, bang. It doesn't change the damage, yeah? But if you shoot like, look at this. If I shoot this, 37, yeah? If I add this, it doesn't even reduce it. What it's supposed to do, it's supposed to keep your damage. You know how like every 100, 200 meters you lose damage? Like your weapon's damage becomes less and less. It's the same for M4, it's the same for every gun. Now, normally this attachment, it doesn't help with recoil, it doesn't help with damage, it just helps like keep your damage closer to the original. Yeah? You with me so far? Next update, this attachment is getting buffed. This attachment is gonna increase damage for all guns, SMGs, ARs, and snipers. So, for example, right now, Groza does 49 headshot to a level 3 helmet. Yeah? Currently. Next update with this attachment, if you add that to the Groza, it will be 50. Do you know what that means? 2 headshots with an AKM or a Groza to a level 3 helmet and you're guaranteed a knock. 2 headshots only. Do you know what this means? A lot of weapons are getting buffed. next update because of this one single attachment. UMP-45 will do more damage. Vector, Uzi will do more damage. Every single gun in the game will do more damage. Every single one of them is being buffed just because of this. It doesn't control recoil, but in close range, if you add this attachment, you'll do more damage next update, in update 3.9. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you see a barrel extender in the shop, make sure to pick it up, because every gun is gonna benefit from this in close range. Right? Now, change number 2, the compensator. Compensator is a brilliant attachment. It does compensator in update 3.9 does 3.9. I'll explain it to you. 3.9 equals 15% vertical plus 15. Thank you for the follow. 15% horizontal recoil management. Right? And sorry, update 3.8. In 3.9, it'll do 5 to 8% vertical recoil. And where's the plus? 10 to 15, no, I think it's 15% horizontal. So, compensator in update, next update is going to get nerfed. Do you understand what I'm saying? The compensator in update 3.9 will get nerfed. It will do less vertical recoil control. Now, this is the best attachment in PUBG Mobile. This does, if you think, look, currently in update 3.8, right? Muzzle brake does 18 to 20% vertical plus 18 to 20% horizontal recoil. That's how good it is. That's how freaking good this attachment is. Hi Zoya, how you doing? You okay? Now, in update 3.9, muzzle brake is going to do 5 to 7% vertical and 5 to 7% horizontal. I don't know why they nerfed it. I really like this attachment. The only thing the muzzle brake can do, like effectively, is reduce weapon shake when you're spraying, which is fine, I guess. But so these two are getting nerfed. The only weapon you can effectively spray with next update is the M4. If you think you can spray as good as the M4 with any other weapon, forget about it. Because all attachments are getting compensator and muzzle brake, which is the most important thing for recoil control, are getting nerfed. So you do the UC room on the day I go to Bulgaria. GG's, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. Like, I did announce it 2 weeks before. My apologies, my brother. I like angle grip, but look, the issue is not which grip is better, Fog Kelly. The issue is like this. If you struggle with, if your scope goes up, then yeah, you need a vertical grip. Because vertical helps with vertical recoil, right? And then, now, if your scope goes left and right, then you need angled. That's it. That's all it is. So it depends on what your problem is. Light grip is the best for no gyro. Do you know what? Okay, Uncle Lou. Hi, Ames. How are you, brother? What does the light grip do? Tell me, Uncle Lou. What does the light grip do? Tell me, bro. What does it do? Since you're saying it's the best for non-gyro, what does it do, bro? Let me teach you why you're incorrect, my brother. I'd like to just educate you a little bit. It's okay. We've all been there where something works for us and we don't know why it works. But just tell me, why is the light grip best? I will do Fog, no problem. I'll show you. I'd rather use a flash hider. Flash hider uses 10% vertical. Ooh. No, flash hider is getting nerfed too. Analu. Flash hider is also getting nerfed next update. Back in the day, my known gyro, the vertical and angle was the best one. Yeah, it is.
Good job.
My own go up and down. Then you need vertical grip. That's your best choice. I'm not gonna call you Batty Boy. That's just wrong. Mr. Hey, where are you? Uncle Lou, come back. Why is the light grip best? Explain it to me. Give me numbers. Give me an explanation, brother. Where did you go? Okay, since you're not gonna explain it, I'm gonna explain why you're wrong. Okay? And I'm saying this respectfully, of course. I don't want, like, I might be loud right now because I'm a bit excited. But guys, I'm not being aggressive, I promise. I love and respect every single one of you, okay? We're just having a discussion. So, what does the light grip actually do? Since you don't know, let me explain it. The light grip increases reload stability and muzzle climb recovery speed. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, and here's why. Don't ever speak about Fates and Dark, all right? Because even Fates doesn't use the light grip. The only time he'll use the light grip is on a DMR. Here is what the light grip actually does. It doesn't help with vertical recoil. It does 0% vertical. It doesn't help with horizontal recoil. It does 0% horizontal. There's only two things it does. Animation, right? It says reload stability. Do you know what the reload stability? Reload is the stability of your aim after you reload, which is stupid. You don't need reload stability because we're not PUBG PC. In PUBG PC, if you shoot someone, your screen shakes. Do you understand? If you take damage, your screen shakes. So reload stability in PUBG PC is important, right? Because if you take damage, you have less shake. Do you understand? So that's the first thing. We don't care about reloads, so the reload stability. So what is muzzle climb recovery? Muzzle climb is literally this. That's what muzzle climb is, when you're single tapping. So if you ask Fates, he'll tell you the same thing. The best time to use the light grip is when you use a DMR like SKS. Where is it? Give me that. Look at the scope. See how it goes up from here? Look. See, when it goes up, it doesn't come back here, it comes back here.